Today, I want to speak with you about how you can transform everyone around you. Now, I know this sounds like an audacious claim, and I've got to tell you that I have practiced this and I've taught this practice to other people, and everyone that has stuck with it as these principles and these actions, this has been the case. Everyone in their life has been transformed. Right? Now, this is not about controlling other people and having them become the way that you want them. It's about transforming and working on ourselves, evolving ourselves, such that the ripple effect of who we are affects everyone that's close to us. Now, it doesn't mean that hard things aren't going to happen or that there's going to be struggles or challenges in relationship. That's not what it means. It does mean it, and it reflects how we can create our lives, every aspect of our lives, such that it becomes an expression of who we are. Such that if we evolve ourselves to a certain degree, that everything in our lives will reflect our inner state, right? All right, so let's get started. Here's the first thing that we have to do if you want to transform everyone else around you. Now, all of this is inside of we have to transform ourselves, right? So this is a little bit of a given, okay? Inside of that, though, the first thing to do is that we need to own our own experience. Right? So people are going to be the way they are going to be. People are going to make different decisions and choices and have different feelings, and they're going to impact us, right? Someone might hit us with their car, or someone might be angry and say something curt. You get it. There's just a million things that people are going to do that are not about us per se, that impact us. So if we want to transform our world in this aspect, the people and the relationships of those around us, we need to own our own emotional experience, meaning we feel frustrated, we feel sad, we feel exasperated, we feel like we're giving up, we feel whatever it is, that it's our experience of our feelings that has nothing to do with those people around us and what they did to us or how they're feeling. If we can create that distinction of our own experience and that in this way it's all about us, and let them have their experience and have it be all about them, this is the first step to transforming other people around us, owning our own emotional experience, right? And not to say that people get to do whatever they want to do and there's no culpability there or anything. It's just that focusing on ourselves and our own internal state will go so far in the creation of our world, all right? So number one, own your own experience. Number two, know that it's not them, it's us, right? This is an emphasis of the first point, but that it's not about them. It's about us. It's not about what they did, how they feel, what they did or didn't do, what our parents did or didn't do, what our husband or wife or partner did or didn't do, what our kids did or didn't do. Yes, their choices have an impact on us, but it's not about them ultimately. I have met some extraordinary people in my life, and I have seen people transform before my eyes over days, weeks, months in workshops or through work together, that they have become, I can say this, independent of their circumstance around them and have decided to create. And when people make that choice, then what people do or don't do is irrelevant, because it's all about their internal choice that they make, meaning they take ultimate responsibility for their own inner state, how they feel, their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions. And they free themselves up. They free themselves from everyone else, and they free them from themselves, right? They just liberate themselves. And it's not about distancing themselves, actually. In some ways, they're more open and more thoughtful and more heartful because they take so much ownership over their own experience. So people get to be however they're going to be, and they're like, this is how I'm going to be. Okay, got it. I used to get really pissed off when X person did Y, right? And now I see that I don't actually have to be pissed off about it, right? I don't have to be angry about it. I could be like fine with it, right? That is absolutely a possibility for you in your life, no matter what you're doing. All right. So number 2, know that it's not them, it is us that we can focus on. Number 3, know that we can be whatever way those people are. So if we're getting triggered or upset or bothered by the way people act or are, this beautiful reminder that creates a sense of humility inside of us that we can be like that. It's a key that I've used for years now. Anytime I'm really upset about something or triggered by something or I'm projecting onto somebody, not to get into it too much, but I talk about this a lot in these videos or these audios, that I'll get upset about something. And when I really feel stuck, the thing that always unlocks this myself for me is, you know what? I can be like that. I can be kind of a dick. Let's be honest. I can. It's definitely not my intent, and I don't like that about myself. But I can. I can be selfish. I can be jealous. I can be hurtful, probably unintentionally. But rest assured, some people are experiencing me as hurtful, even though I'm maybe not being that way. Traveling through the airport. Sometimes I just like walking fast. And some people probably think I'm freaking rude because I pass them on a walkway. Kindly, of course, I do my best to, but I want to be moving, and people walk too slow in airports, to be honest, for me, right? So rest assured, if someone's being rude to me, can I be rude? Absolutely. Is it my intent? Definitely not. But can I be? Yes, right? So number 3, know that we can be that way. Now, why is this important? Because this softens us. It allows us to take some responsibility. It allows us to be in our hearts. And it allows us to be with them in a different way. Because here's a huge key, I should say, that our triggers trigger other people. Especially if you're really close to someone and the person you want to transform is very close to you. If you get triggered, it's going to trigger them. Right? It's the law of resonance. If I get really bothered and I'm kind of Twitter-pated, you could say, and kind of bothered about something and anxious and irritated, if other people have that inside of them, which pretty much everybody does, they're going to feel that way too. And if I snap at them, they'll probably snap back at me. It's harder to interrupt that cycle, the trigger cycle, right? So the less that we are triggered, the more opportunity we give to other people to be their best selves. The best version of themselves, right? So that's number 3. Know that we can be that way. This softens us and it disallows our trigger from triggering them, right? And then here's the 4th piece. Be a different way. It goes right on the heels of the number 3, knowing that we can be that way. Allow yourself to soften and be in your heart and know that you can be a different way. You can respond to any circumstance any way. I have met people that have been joyful and grateful and tender when a loved one has died. Not so recently, about 2.5 years ago, my father died from cancer suddenly, and everyone was so sorry. And while I appreciated their sentiment, I just felt nothing but gratitude for the life that he lived and who he created, how he helped create me to be the person that I am. Do I miss him? For sure. Is it painful? In moments. But I can navigate that pain by going into my heart, and I'll cry a little bit or feel the pangs of missing in a way. Accept it, welcome it, and I just return to that place of gratitude. Now, I've cultivated that within myself over years of practice, but I'm just saying that this is possible for you, and I've seen other people do this too. It's like suffering ceases to exist within people because of this practice of knowing that we can be that way, of not practicing not being triggered, or if we triggered, returning back into the heart and chilling out, right? And then ultimately being a different way and being more loving through being in our hearts, right? Now, here's the 5th bonus piece of this, all right? If you want to transform people around you. One way that you might transform people around you is by ending certain relationships and starting new relationships. Now, that's easier to do with friends, or maybe in some ways coworkers, or maybe even with life partners or romantic partners, husband, wives, spouses, all of this. It can be done. It's harder to do with family, but if you're an adult watching this, you absolutely can end your relationship and take space from a family member. 100%, and please do if it's not working. Be courageous enough to step away from a relationship with a family member and take space for yourself if that's what you feel like you need. There's a distinction in our spiritual teachings that my teacher, my spiritual master, talks about, that is the distinction between love and relationship. We can still love people and not be in a really close relationship with them, right? I have love for many people, you, and I've never met you, and we don't have any relationship, right? But I feel a certain love to you because it's something that I'm offering to you, right? That I'm inviting you into, that I'm sharing with you, in a vulnerable way. So transforming a relationship might mean ending one relationship and recreating a new person in that relationship, a new friend, a new spouse, a new someone that's not your sister, but you feel like a sisterhood with. That can be created in your life, and that's an expression of transforming someone around you, right? But it's kind of a bonus. So there you go. I hope you'd enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. All my best.